The first rule of big budget media campaigns is we don't talk about. No, never mind. The first rule of big budget media campaigns: follow the money. Those truth.com advertisements, they're really annoying, aren't they? I, they're almost laughable. Actually, come to think of it, they are laughable. I mean, most people that I hear talking about them tend to mention them in a context of humor, because they're so well, condescending. They're so, well, ridiculous, really. I mean, it almost reminds me of the mid '80s, early '90s, mid '80s to early '90s anti-drug advertisements. One might almost think that that was intentional. You know, mirroring a modern anti-smoking ad campaign, modeling it directly after an entire generation of anti-marijuana, anti-drug advertising that wound up becoming a joke. I mean, a joke for an entire generation. Hey, does anyone mention Just Say No in anything except a sardonic sense? Does anyone reference an after-school special on drug use seriously, without it being a joke? For that matter, most of the time I hear those things referenced, it's when somebody's lighting up. Funny that. For that matter, many critics of those anti-drug campaigns cite that by modeling an anti-drug stance in the stupidest sense possible, one was creating a psychological context wherein one could be asserting their superiority by doing drugs. I'm smarter than the dumbasses who made this ad because I am doing drugs. It would be really interesting if we found that someone had taken that societal reaction and intentionally played on it, wouldn't it? I mean, that would certainly undermine the credibility of said ad campaign. If, I don't know, Truth.com was paid for by Philip Morris, I mean, one would almost have to assume that that was the case. Oh, wait. They are paid for by Philip Morris.